takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Breathe easier inside your home with Bryant. Eliminate allergens and odors and control humidity too. For a breath of fresh air, call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting book. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Take your internet service to new levels with Allo, your award-winning internet provider across our fiber hoods. Allo isn't just about the fastest internet available. It's about connecting you to your world, work, and play seamlessly. Our award-winning service ensures affordable, secure, and reliable connectivity, setting us apart. Ready to transform your internet experience? Experience the fiber difference today. Sign up now at allofiber.com. Allo, connecting your world.
Without a strong IT partner, your business ends up overspending, underperforming, wearing too many hats, complicating your work, and more. Applied Connective Technologies can help with experts in every facet of technology. If it plugs in, powers on, or charges up, they're your people. Imagine being able to call one team for all your technology solutions rather than a village of vendors and providers. For all your needs in managed IT and cybersecurity, phone systems, physical security, infrastructure, and audio or video, head to appliedconnective.com to better your business today.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Erick Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. Online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEBCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
That's right. We're back together. Austin Norman and Erick Strickland with you. It has been a while since we've had this combination. I've been in Stillwater. Strick is on the road, but he is in remotely right now. Stricky, thanks for holding down the fort for me, my guy. I appreciate you and your hard work while I was out.
Well, yes, sir. I mean, it's obviously it's tough when the partners out there, but Rico held down the fort, so it was great. We got it done. Had some really good discussions while we were there as well. So glad to have you home. Glad you guys made it back safely.
Appreciate that. This is On the Block with the regular crew, Erick Strickland, Austin Norman, brought to you by NEBCO. Really appreciate NEBCO. And Constructors is also hiring for all positions. Immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Join the Constructors crew today. Be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. You can visit nebcoinc.com or constructorslincoln.com to learn more. All right, Strick, big news of the day. We turn our focus to Nebraska men's basketball. Been kind of quiet for the last few weeks or month, really. But Nebraska back in the transfer portal. They get an addition of a Turkish prospect, 6'9" Berke Bajuktansel. Bajuktansel is how you say it. Berke, 6'9" guy. His first year overseas was his freshman year at UCLA last year. Guy that didn't put up huge numbers, played in 26 games, started 8 of them, averaged about 5 points and 3 rebounds per game, shot 63% at the free throw line and 30% from 3. The numbers aren't good, Strick, but I still really like this addition for Nebraska. He's slated to go 42nd overall in a lot of mock drafts next year. He played really well on the FIBA circuit against Team USA. He was probably the best player for Team Turkey overall. It's a 6'9" guy with length, a little bit of stretchability, a little bit of playmaking ability. He's a lefty. He's a lot more potential than production right now, but I love the high ceiling swing that Nebraska is able to take with one of its 2 remaining scholarships here.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously one of the things that you had great success with our forward positions and as of late, the way that they've been able to do that with ranked mass and the success that he's had, you've obviously figured something out there. So now at this point, you find someone that you're hoping to be able to fill that if you want to keep the same style of play. It's worked for them. Obviously, they were able to move up to the 3rd place in the Big Ten this year. So it's worked for them. And you've been looking for that. As of right now, there's no one that fills that void. He has the potential to do that at the stretch 4 position. Maybe not as good a passer as Rink is, but he has stretch 4 abilities, and so that's going to definitely be something that they're looking for. And you can develop that. I mean, there's things you can develop at that position if it's called upon you to do so.
I'm curious to see if Nebraska uses him as a kind of, stretch 4, or if they view him kind of as a bigger 3, because he's 6'9", not the biggest, bulkiest guy. But he's got a little handle to him, a little wiggle to him at that size. You saw Team Turkey put him in some situations where he has to handle the ball. He's not going to initiate offense or anything, but if he has a bigger, slower guy matched up on him, it wouldn't shock me to see Nebraska say, hey, go Cook. He can get a smaller guy on the block and shoot over him. He can dribble a little bit on the perimeter. He's left-handed too, which is an interesting little wrinkle that I think is good for Nebraska to have, both righties and lefties on the floor. But this is a guy, Strick, that I don't know what his impact will be in year 1 at Nebraska, right? Going from Turkey to Los Angeles is an adjustment. Coming from California to Nebraska, that's an adjustment in and of itself. I'm sure he'll take some time to get his feet under him. But I think the hope for Nebraska is that Mick Cronin, the head coach at UCLA, instilled some of this toughness in him, taught him how to play defense. And, going from Turkey to Los Angeles to Westwood, I'm sure is a huge culture shock. I wonder if now that he knows kind of what it's like in the U.S., hopefully it's an easier acclimation from LA to Nebraska, and he's more comfortable, off the court, and that, boosts his production on the court to some degree.
I think you're right. I think the location of where you go to play is always something that's is in the consideration. I mean, we talk about that in football, where players will come from, a small town in maybe Provo, Utah or something, and then they'll end up in like New York or something like that. And it's tough. I mean, that transition is not easy. It's like you said, it's a culture shock. There's a lot of great things that he probably could have enjoyed about it. Obviously, the weather is nice, and prominent university at UCLA. That's nice. All those things are good. But one thing that you have to consider is also it's a work-life balance, right? It's an on-court, off-court balance, and I think he will find Nebraska very warm and welcoming. So hopefully it'll be able to turn up his production.
He's 6'9", 220, 230-ish pounds. So again, kind of tall, skinny wing. Has just played 1 season. Some other interesting notes about him. It did take 3 games for him to get eligible last year. The NCAA didn't clear him right away. He did miss some time with various injuries. He had an ankle injury and then something to his hand as well. But Strick, this is a guy that despite the rough numbers, a lot of top programs were interested in. Kentucky reached out to him. Virginia looking to make the climb back. Cincinnati's been good. Washington looking to rebuild. Butler has some history. Ohio State has done a lot of great work in the portal. Oklahoma State looking to rebuild. Iowa reached out to this guy. And then Louisville, right? That's a big name basketball program with a pretty big name head coach coming in Pat Kelsey in the offseason. I know people are going to look at the numbers. They're going to see 30% from three and 63% from the free throw line. Those numbers are concerning to some degree, but Strick, I think we know that one thing Fred Hoiberg and his staff can do is teach guys to shoot the basketball, but I also don't think he's going to be a primary threat from behind the arc, right? Kind of like Rink Mass, kind of like Andrew Morgan. I see Nebraska using him in the pick and roll. He'll pop a little bit, but I think Nebraska needs to get him going downhill, use that length, use that athleticism going to the basket. And then if he's open for a spot at three, that's probably a secondary part of his game.
Yeah, you just really want front court depth. It's an area that you want to make sure that you have enough at the position. You just want them to rebound. You want them to run. You want them to get opportunities when they present themselves. You don't want them to be trying to overdo anything. You saw that with Rink Mass. And so they're going to teach him well. I think he'll learn, and I think he'll thrive in an open style of offense. Probably not traditional style. And it just depends on what Nebraska decides to do. They're going to have to make some changes too, because their personnel is not fit right now without Rink for the same style that they used to play. And, if he's not developed in that, and it's going to take some time, obviously, then it's something that you want to watch out for. But I think the front court depth is something that's definitely needed. They have a lot of guys with some versatility that you can throw in, spotty in some situations, but you don't want to overdo that. You want to be able to make sure defensively you're set, and you can do some things there as well. So. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes, how it pans out. But it's good. It's a good get. You got one more scholarship left, so it's a good get.
Looking at the scholarship situation, you mentioned that Nebraska has one scholarship left. Do you anticipate Fred and the crew going after one more player out of the transfer portal? Do you think they hold on to the scholarship, or do you think they use that scholarship on a walk-on that's currently on the roster? Which way would you go with that one scholarship that's left?
It would have to be. It's a valuable scholarship to hold. So it'd have to be something that really was a tremendous get or feel for our team or need for our team, a true necessity. Or just something that somebody fell through the cracks and you're right there because you've got that. Like it's a valuable chip to hold. So I would hold that scholarship right now until you get what you're really looking for. It's similar to a baseball, right? You got a 3-2 pitch. You're down. You want to look for something to drive, and that's what I think they want to look for at this time.
It's a big transfer class for Nebraska basketball in the offseason, as it has been the last few years. Guys they've gotten in the front court, Andrew Morgan seems pretty plug and play as maybe a 4, but probably a 5 now with Rink masked out. You look at Braxton Mia, a guy that they get out of Washington. I absolutely think he's plug and play with his athletic tools. His ability to defend the rim and really protect the paint. I think that's a good get for Nebraska. And that's really all the front court help Nebraska got in terms of scholarships. Don't forget, they did offer a preferred walk-on spot to Justin Bolus, a Lincoln High guy who played at Southeast Community College last year. So he's a preferred walk-on on the roster. But Strick, Nebraska needed another body. They got another body. I don't know if Berke Boyjuktinsel, again, Boyjuktinsel is how they say the last name. I don't know if he's going to take over as Nebraska's best interior scorer, but again, I think this is a bigger picture. Hope that, you strike gold in the transfer portal, and because his potential is through the roof with his gifts, his size, his ability to stretch the floor to some degree. I really think this is a great way to use that potential last scholarship. You muted.
Yeah, he also has experience. So
yeah.
on a international level, and that's always valuable too. So you're going to get somebody that actually knows how to play the game, and once he gets comfortable and gets an understanding of what is required of him, I think he'll be fine.
I'm with you on that. So again, Berke Boyjuktinsel in for Nebraska men's basketball. That was just announced about a couple hours ago. The rest of Nebraska's transfer class came in the front court. Raleigh Worcester out of Utah. Connor Esijan out of Wisconsin, Gavin Griffiths out of Rutgers, and that rounds out that transfer class. Then the recruiting class of Braden Frager and Nick Janowski should be pretty good for Nebraska. There was a list of potential impact freshmen that came out. I think it was 24/7 Sports put it out. Nick Janowski not listed among the top 10 impact freshmen. I think that's a bit of an oversight, but of course, we'll see. If you've got any thoughts on Nebraska men's basketball, let us know. 402-464-5685. That is our Starter Heyman Jewelers text line. Or we can also thank Starter Heyman Jewelers for providing video streams, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter up and running for you right now, as well as Allo Fiber for sponsoring Channel 961 and our VIP line. We'll go to break. When we get back, maybe some more Nebraska ball thoughts, maybe some NFL wide receiver market.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations. Guess what?
What?
There's 5 Lincoln locations now. Oh my gosh. That's 25% more Lincoln locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11th. Located right alongside 93.7 The Ticket Studios, 1040 O Street.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Spring in Nebraska brings green grass and warmer weather, but it also brings severe storms which can cause damage to your home. Meadowlark Exterior specializes in hail, storm, and wind damage restoration, as well as roofing, siding, and gutters for commercial or residential buildings. Meadowlark Exteriors focuses on fine craftsmanship and proves that in their attention to detail. They offer free roof inspections and estimates and insurance claim assistance, serving the Lincoln and Omaha surrounding areas. Call today at 402-875-2956 or go to meadowlarkexteriors.com.
At Doane University, we build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first.
At Doane University, your future is uniquely yours, and our world-class liberal arts education is just the beginning.
We invite you to schedule your campus visit and experience why Doane University will start you on your journey to your future career.
Learn more by scheduling your personal campus visit today at doane.edu/visit. See you soon.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Breathe easier inside your home with Bryant. Eliminate allergens and odors and control humidity too. For a breath of fresh air, call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
All right, it's time for Final Jeopardy. It's been a tight contest today that all comes down to this final question. No summer picnic or family get-together or trip to the lake is complete without this particular item. Let's go first to Bob.
What is beer?
No, that's not it. Think about the kids. Over to you, Farley.
What is corn on the cob?
Tough to grill that on a boat. Wrong again. Grace, this time for the win.
What is Bure's cheese spread?
We have a winner! Bure's cheese spread, available in most local grocers in Nebraska.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we see a chance of showers and storms, especially this afternoon. It's an afternoon high around 85. Tonight, a chance of storms early and mainly clear skies with a low around 56. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies return, an afternoon high around 87. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is On the Block. Thanks for tuning in. Good to be back in this seat. Good to be back in the studio here on 1040 O Street. Had a great time down in Stillwater. Nick and I greatly enjoyed ourselves. Appreciate everyone who tuned into our coverage from down there that interacted with us. It really did mean the world to get to go. That's the first regional I've ever been to. So I appreciate DP and the rest of the ticket leadership for giving me the opportunity to go, and Nick as well. Appreciate you guys, right? Without you, it wouldn't be possible. We do what we do because of you. We do it for you. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Maybe not the result that Husker fans wanted out of the weekend, but onward and upward. We turn our attention to the NFL, and I have a simple question for you, NFL fans. Would you rather have Christian McCaffrey or Justin Jefferson on your NFL team? I'll take your answer one of three ways. First, on the text line, 402-464-5685. Second, on the comment section, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. Thanks to Starter Human Jewelers for both of those. Or you can go and vote in the Twitter poll that just got posted at OnTheBlock937 on Twitter. Would you rather have running back Christian McCaffrey or wide receiver Justin Jefferson on your favorite NFL team? The reason it's those two players is because they both signed extensions today. First of all, Justin Jefferson's came out. Justin Jefferson's extension. Actually, let's talk about Christian McCaffrey's first, because we'll get into the wide receiver position here shortly. Christian McCaffrey is now going to be making approximately $19 million per year on his new contract, making him, again, still the highest paid running back in football. Christian McCaffrey, first team All-Pro. We know his accolades, what he does, is a 2-year extension with the San Francisco 49ers, averaging $19 million per year. So essentially what it does is it adds another $4 million per year to his deal. It also adds $24 million in guaranteed money. And that to me is the biggest part, right? Christian McCaffrey's been the highest paid running back in football before. Not a shock that he's, back at that throne. But the guarantees, right? for a running back in his 30s. We know how dynamic, how versatile he is for that Kyle Shanahan offense, but we also know running backs break down. Christian McCaffrey has a spotty injury history, right? He's played more games than he's missed, but he's missed his fair share of time. So for him to get not just, $8 million in new money over the next 2 years, but $24 million in new guarantees, job well done by him, his agents, and I don't think San Francisco, the 49ers, will regret that. All right, Justin Jefferson. This news came out yesterday. $140 million contract extension over 4 years with $110 million guaranteed. Largest contract for a non-quarterback in NFL history. He overtook Chris Jones, who got, $95.7 million, I believe, in guarantees, but that was the previous high for a non-quarterback contract. Bill Barnwell of ESPN puts out these numbers that I think help put this contract for Justin Jefferson in perspective. He gets $76 million in new practical guarantees and $95.7 million in guarantees over the first 3 years of this contract. So it's that 95.7 in guarantees that actually overtook Chris Jones. So Chris Jones got $95.3 million guaranteed. Justin Jefferson at 95.7 in the first 3 years of the contract. Of course, it's a 4-year extension. So he'll get another, $14 $15 million in guarantees to get him up to that $110 million mark. The average annual value is always a big deal, though, right? We know that the NFL salary cap continues to climb. We know that the TV rights continue to get more valuable and the streaming rights, because the NFL isn't just stopping on linear TV. We know they stream some games. There's even more streaming coming this year. And we know the NFL is taking over more and more days on the calendar. The NFL is impinging on Black Friday now. That's why you have Minnesota, Wisconsin in the early slate and Iowa, Nebraska in the late slate on Black Friday, because the Chiefs are playing on Black Friday. You don't have NFL games on Black Friday. They've reserved those games for Thanksgiving and then for Sunday. But the NFL is creeping onto Black Friday. It's creeping onto Christmas again. It's messing with the college football playoff schedule. And so we know that the NFL continues to rake in more and more money. Justin Jefferson's contract is going to take up 13.7% of the available cap space for the Minnesota Vikings. That's a huge number for any one player, and we usually don't see that outside of quarterbacks. And even quarterbacks are, close to, 15, 16%. Patrick Mahomes a couple of years ago became the first player in NFL history to win a Super Bowl while making over X percent of the cap as a quarterback. I think it was over 15% of the cap. The Chiefs became the first team to win a Super Bowl paying a quarterback 15% of the cap or more, which tells you that, quarterbacks have been pricey, but you think about a guy like Tom Brady took some hometown discounts. Matthew Stafford certainly wasn't cheap, but the Rams had a lot of contracts in that, 10 to 13, 14% range. But no shocker, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs broke football again a couple years ago. The 13.7% of the cap in the average annual value for Justin Jefferson's contract is in line with two other wide receiver contracts in history, again, according to Bill Barnwell. Larry Fitzgerald in 2011 and Calvin Johnson in 2012. Think about that company that Justin Jefferson is keeping. The amount of money he's making relative to the rest of the league is peak Larry Fitzgerald and peak Calvin Johnson. Two of the biggest game-breaking threats in NFL history, at least the modern NFL. Larry Fitzgerald, Calvin Johnson, and Justin Jefferson accomplished their greatness in different ways, right? When I think of Larry Fitzgerald, I think of him as the guy that started his career on the outside, the technician, the precision of his routes. I think of him later in his career moving into the slot because that footwork and that football IQ just kept improving from an already high level when he was drafted out of Pitt. Calvin Johnson is probably the biggest physical freak of that group. Tall, wide, strong, fast, prototypical number one NFL wide receiver body. And then there's Justin Jefferson, who I think it's kind of a mix of the two. He's between the two in terms of height, if I'm not mistaken. He's fast, but not the fastest. He's a good route runner, not Larry Fitzgerald level, but that's really how he creates separation. But I'm curious to see, too, how Minnesota's quarterback situation affects Justin Jefferson relative to the other guys. Because think about Larry Fitzgerald had Carson Palmer throwing to him at that point. Calvin Johnson had Matthew Stafford, both, above average to good to really good at times NFL quarterbacks, potential Hall of Famers down the road. We'll see. JJ McCarthy might be QB1 for Minnesota. If you're going to pay Justin Jefferson this much money, again, 13.7% of the cap, JJ McCarthy's task is going to be to get him the ball. And if JJ McCarthy can't get Justin Jefferson the ball, Minnesota is going to have some big problems. That's where I think a guy like TJ Hawkinson is going to come up really big for JJ McCarthy early. It wouldn't shock me to see McCarthy and Jefferson's relationship on the field, right? I'm not talking about the locker room, not talking about off the field, just between the lines. Wouldn't shock me if it took some time for those two to get on the same page. There aren't very many guys like Justin Jefferson in the NFL and NFL history, really. JJ McCarthy hasn't seen a guy like that, hasn't thrown to a guy like that. That's not a knock against Roman Wilson, who's a fine receiver, but that's a 5'11", 210-pound guy, not a 6'2", long athletic guy like Justin Jefferson. The other reason that the Justin Jefferson extension is interesting is because it has been a busy offseason for NFL wide receivers. The NFL's official account just last week put up a rundown of all the guys that have signed contract extensions this year. And this was before Justin Jefferson signed his. So Jalen Waddle, 3 years, $84.8 million. Of course, add that money on top of Tyreek Hill's money, and the Dolphins have two of the top 4 highest paid wide receivers in the NFL. Think about Nico Collins with Houston, gets a $24 million per year extension over 3 years. A.J. Brown, one of the first ones to sign with Philly, 3 years, $96 million, and then Philly doubled down on that receiving core with Devontae Smith, giving him 3 years, $75 million. You look at Amon-Ra St. Brown, 4 years, $120 million, which is pretty close to what Justin Jefferson is making, but the guarantees don't reach it. Jerry Jeudy, 3 years, $52.5 million for him in Denver. Is he wide receiver 1 for Denver, I believe. I didn't get traded. Michael Pittman Jr. with my Colts. There's another twist. Okay. I'm glad we got to MPJ. I saw some tweets right after the Justin Jefferson extension yesterday that said the Colts had initial explanatory conversations with the Vikings about trading for Justin Jefferson. Obviously didn't get very far down the road, but we knew that going into last NFL draft, so just a month and change ago, that the Colts needed wide receiver help. Michael Pittman Jr. is good. I don't know if he's a true 1 or if he's a 1B. We'll see. He's put up number 1 numbers. We'll see what a full season of Anthony Richardson does for him. You have in the slot Josh Downs out of North Carolina for the Colts. Good rookie year, productive rookie year. I like that kind of jitterbug with some speed in the middle of the field. And then that third wide receiver position, the opposite outside position, has been up for grabs for the last few years. I like Alec Pierce in theory, but he hasn't put it all together. He's a deep threat first and foremost. Hasn't gotten the ball all that often, even when he's open. He had a couple key drops as well. Colts draft Adonai Mitchell out of Texas by way of Georgia in this year's NFL draft. Makes me wonder what the Colts would have had to have given up to trade for Justin Jefferson. The thought that could have even been a possibility is extremely fascinating to me as a Colts fan, and tells me a lot about that front office that I certainly have my fair share of questions about. Mike Evans signed an extension as well, 2 years and $52 million with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Another notable name that's still looking for an extension, CeeDee Lamb in Dallas. We know how good CeeDee Lamb has been. His numbers are comparable to Justin Jefferson's. Not just, they're 80% of what Jefferson's done. No, they're pretty close to 1-to-1 over the last handful of years since Justin Jefferson's been in the league. CeeDee Lamb's put up extremely similar numbers to Justin Jefferson. There's a lot of, comparisons made between Dak Prescott and Kirk Cousins, right? good regular season quarterbacks that put up numbers, not able to win in the playoffs. Kirk Cousins and Dak Prescott have been really good for Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb, respectively. Do you pay CeeDee Lamb more than Justin Jefferson? CeeDee Lamb's agent is going to say, hey, Justin Jefferson's done it for 3 years. CeeDee Lamb's been doing this for longer. Came into the league before Jefferson, has been putting up numbers for a few extra years. Do you pay based on the potential and the fact that Jefferson might not have reached his ceiling? Or do you pay for the steady production that you've gotten out of CeeDee Lamb over the last handful of years? Curious to see how long Justin Jefferson's reign at the top of the wide receiver market lasts. Let's go to the text line here real quick before we play the shootout. Downtown Scott says he takes Justin Jefferson over Christian McCaffrey. Riley W. says he takes Christian McCaffrey over Justin Jefferson. His rationale is he's more versatile all around, doesn't require a quarterback to get the ball downfield. Also, good defenses can double Jefferson and be okay. It's harder to do with a running back. Makes sense, Riley. I can see where you're coming from with that. I still think I take Justin Jefferson. I know it's easier to double team. I know it's easier to take a wide receiver out of the game, but McCaffrey's in his 30s with a bit of an injury history. So the fact that it's a shorter term contract, I think that's smart for San Francisco, right? Give him a lot of money over a smaller number of years. I think it should age better than giving him a long-term contract. But I think the majority of NFL teams, 2/3, maybe 3/4 of NFL teams, I think take Justin Jefferson before they take Christian McCaffrey, just because of the age and because of the position. I'm curious to see, too, what does this contract mean for not just CeeDee Lamb, but the receiver position, right? If it's breaking into interior defensive line, game wrecker, Aaron Donald, Chris Jones territory, if it's creeping up into, your Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, Bosa, sort of edge rusher tier of money, what does that mean for how the position is viewed in the draft? Because I think two things are true. Number one is that there's nothing like a game-breaking X receiver on the outside. That if a team decides to match up one-on-one with him, that receiver is getting the ball no matter what. At least it's being thrown his direction. And two, the best quarterbacks elevate receivers. There are so many talented receivers out there nowadays, right? Whether it's the precision route running ones, whether it's the athletic marvels, guys like Jefferson that combine them both. There are a lot of talented young receivers out there, and the best quarterbacks in the league can elevate, a good receiver to a great receiver, make him look better, can take an average receiving core and make it look good. Patrick Mahomes wasn't able to elevate that receiving core last year that far, but do you put that on Patrick Mahomes? Do you put that on the line? Do you put that on the receivers? Doesn't really matter. They won a Super Bowl anyways. Notorious B.I.B. says, I just want to give Nick and Austin kudos for their job down in Stillwater. Notorious B.I.B., thank you. Like I said, I appreciate everyone who followed along with our coverage from O'Brate Stadium all weekend. It was a great trip. It was a rewarding trip, a fulfilling trip. And again, we couldn't do it without the wonderful sponsors that chipped in to send us down there. And of course, ticket listeners with you. It's Tuesday on the block, which means we're playing the shootout. You might have noticed that Strick's not here. That means we bring in our other favorite Bellevue West graduate. Rico will come in. Rico will play the shootout. He didn't do so hot last time. Call now, 402-464-5685. You get your crack at Rico in the shootout with Strick for $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings after this.
All right, it's time for Final Jeopardy. It's been a tight contest today that all comes down to this final question. No summer picnic or family get-together or trip to the lake is complete without this particular item. Let's go first to Bob.
What is beer?
No, that's not it. Think about the kids. Over to you, Farley.
What is corn on the cob?
Tough to grill that on a boat. Wrong again. Grace, this time for the win.
What is Bure's cheese spread?
We have a winner! Bure's cheese spread, available in most local grocers in Nebraska.
Take your internet service to new levels with Allo, your award-winning internet provider across our fiber hoods. Allo isn't just about the fastest internet available. It's about connecting you to your world, work, and play seamlessly. Our award-winning service ensures affordable, secure, and reliable connectivity, setting us apart. Ready to transform your internet experience? Experience the fiber difference today. Sign up now at allofiber.com. Allo, connecting your world.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
NEPCO is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete, Husker concrete, and Beatrice concrete. NEPCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEPCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's nebcoinc.com.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through June 9th, they have 2 special deals for ticket listeners only. Enjoy a limited time USDA choice beef hanging tender steak that's soft and tender but loaded with flavor. Also, for ticket listeners only, get extra meaty loin back pork ribs for only $2.99 per pound. Mention the ticket prior to checkout for discounts. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of liberty for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. Navigating the legal system can be stressful, overwhelming, and full of uncertainty. We believe in treating every client with respect, compassion, and understanding. When you're in need of legal assistance, trust Liberty Law Group to fight for you. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up.
Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Join On the Block and Old School live from Scissors and Scotch on 30th and Yankee Hill on Thursday, June 6th to celebrate their grand opening. Feel better instantly with a beard trim, haircut, or a traditional shave courtesy of the experienced and professional barbers at Scissors and Scotch. Stick around after your cut and enjoy a beverage in their cozy bar area, and don't worry, there's more than just Scotch. Spend your afternoon with Scissors and Scotch at 93.7 The Ticket, live on location June 6th from 2 to 6 p.m.
Have a passion for the outdoors? Nebraska Game and Parks is seeking seasonal teammates. Work in scenic state parks, contribute to vital research projects, and care for our natural spaces. Seasonal staff assist with special events, provide customer service to outdoor enthusiasts, and make a difference for conservation. Join the adventure at outdoornebraska.gov. Apply online today.
Paid for by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired in cooperation with Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now, 464-5685 to take your shot against Erick Strickland. Shootout with Strick. Brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game!
We called on a pinch hitter today. Pinch hitter. You hear that voice? You know it's Rico. Rico, welcome in.
Let's get it. I am 100% prepared to lose.
That's the spirit.
But it's all good. I'm ready.
Couple questions before we get going.
All right, hit me.
First of all, no, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
That'd be elder abuse.
Perfect. That's rude.
Sorry.
I do feel it is weird that I'm the oldest of the young guys.
You are. By a significant one. Anyways, no explanation. Just your name.
Okay.
Would you, for the Patriots, rather have Justin Jefferson or Christian McCaffrey?
For
Christian McCaffrey or Justin Jefferson? Just give me a name.
Justin Jefferson.
Okay. Notorious B.I.B. says, Rico, become the Puerto Rican Prince of Lincoln that I know you are.
I am the Puerto Rican Prince of Lincoln. I haven't gotten my recognition, but it's true.
You will lose your title if you lose the shootout.
That's not true.
How about that?
I will become the Puerto Rican king.
If you win.
I will stay the Puerto Rican prince if I lose.
Fair. We go to our Honda of Lincoln hotline. We welcome in Dave. Dave, how are you this afternoon, sir?
No, I'm ready to go.
Good answer.
Dave, there's a lot on the line.
Yep, Dave.
If you want to just give up now, that's okay with me.
I would never give up early. I have resigned to the fact that I'm going to lose, but I ain't giving up.
Okay.
All right, Dave, hold on the line. We'll get Rico his questions first, and then we will get to you. Rico, your round of college baseball trivia starts in 3, 2, and 1. They won the Fayetteville Regional, Arkansas or Kansas State?
Kansas State.
They won the Greenville Regional, Evansville or East Carolina?
Evansville, baby.
They won the Raleigh Regional, NC State or South Carolina?
NC State.
Yep, and they won the Santa Barbara Regional. They won the Santa Barbara
Regional. Santa Barbara Regional. It wasn't them. It wasn't San Diego.
Are you
Who
sure?
was San Diego? The Gauchos didn't make it.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am sure.
What about the Toreros?
They didn't make it either.
What about Cal Irvine?
Just the Anteaters. They didn't make it.
1.
I don't know.
No, Oregon. Oregon advanced. That's a 3-point round. That's not bad. It's better than you did last time.
Screw you, Ducks.
All right, Dave, you need 3 to tie. You need 4 more to win. You ready for your round?
I think.
All right, it starts here in 3, 2, and 1. They won the College Station Regional, Texas A&M or Texas?
College Station.
Yes.
Texas A&M.
Yep, they won the Tallahassee Regional, Florida State or Alabama?
Florida State.
Yep, they won the Charlottesville Regional, Mississippi State or Virginia?
Charlottesville, Virginia.
Yep, and they won the Norman Regional.
Norman. Let's try Oklahoma.
2, 1.
No,
it was not Oklahoma. They hosted, but UConn made it out of that regional.
Huskies.
The Huskies take down the Sooners. So
with their 12 D3 players.
That is a tie. We head to the tiebreaker. Dave, you will go over, under, or push Rico's answer.
Let's
Sound
get
good?
it, Dave.
Okay.
Here we go. How many 1 seeds won their regionals this weekend?
Son of a gun.
How many 1 seeds won their regionals this weekend?
How many?
16 possible.
16 possible. I know for a fact that 4 didn't. Let's go. Let's go. Golly gee willikers. Batman 8.
Rico says 8. Dave, will you go over? Will you go under? Will you say push for the win?
Okay, this was 8 number 1 seed that didn't.
How many 1 seeds won their regionals this weekend?
Okay, and he says 8.
He says 8. Over, under, or push?
I'll go under.
The champ is here.
It was 10.
Let's
10
go!
Number 1 seeds won their regional. Dave, thank you for playing a valiant effort. Try again soon.
All right.
Rico, that is officially redemption. That is redemption.
Let's go! What's up, Jay? You don't know anything about that. He can't hear me. I don't care.
The 1 seeds that won their regional, go through it. Tennessee won their regional. you had, if I could see, it's a very small type right here. You had Tennessee, Florida State, Virginia, North Carolina. So there's 4.
Yep.
Then you have A&M, Clemson, Georgia, NC State, Oregon State, and Kentucky.
Okay.
Well done.
Perfect.
Good job, Rico.
Follow
Heart beating
through.
out your chest.
Follow through
adrenaline
on my
pumping.
promises. The Puerto Rican king of Lincoln.
El Rey.
You will address me as so.
El Rey.
Yes. Not El
In
Mago.
Puerto Rico.
El Rey.
El Rey. Es Rico.
Mm-hmm.
Rico es muy rico now.
Muy rico.
Well done. I'm kicking you out. Jay's taking your place. Deal?
That's fine. I mean, it's the room is going to get uglier, but it is going to get a lot more knowledgeable.
It's a trade-off I'm willing to make.
All right.
We'll give away $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings to start hour 2 of the show. Jay Foreman in next.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Spring in Nebraska brings green grass and warmer weather, but it also brings severe storms which can cause damage to your home. Meadowlark Exterior specializes in hail, storm, and wind damage restoration, as well as roofing, siding, and gutters for commercial or residential buildings. Meadowlark Exteriors focuses on fine craftsmanship and proves that in their attention to detail. They offer free roof inspections and estimates and insurance claim assistance, serving the Lincoln and Omaha surrounding areas. Call today at 402-875-2956 or go to meadowlarkexteriors.com.
At Doane University, we build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first.
At Doane University, your future is uniquely yours, and our world-class liberal arts education is just the beginning.
We invite you to schedule your campus visit and experience why Doane University will start you on your journey to your future career.
Learn more by scheduling your personal campus visit today at doane.edu/visit. See you soon.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton, Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. We see a chance of showers and storms, especially this afternoon. It's an afternoon high around 85. Tonight, a chance of storms early and mainly clear skies with a low around 56. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies return. An afternoon high around 87. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. Without a strong IT partner, your business ends up overspending, underperforming, wearing too many hats, complicating your work, and more. Applied Connective Technologies can help with experts in every facet of technology. If it plugs in, powers on, or charges up, they're your people. Imagine being able to call one team for all your technology solutions rather than a village of vendors and providers. For all your needs in managed IT and cybersecurity, phone systems, physical security, infrastructure, and audio or video, head to appliedconnective.com to better your business today. Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere planter from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Plant for success with the industry's latest technology. Upgrade to an exactly merged high-speed planter to cover more acres, increasing flexibility and productivity. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location to order your new John Deere planter and experience the Landmark difference.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Erick Strickland.
Strickland for three. You're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEBCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Welcome in hour 2 of a Tuesday show. Strick jetted off, leaving me with Jay Foreman. We'll get to him here in just a sec. First off, I want to thank NEBCO for their sponsorship of the show. NEBCO is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete. Apply today to start your career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. NEBCO and Ready Mixed Concrete offer great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they'll pay for your CDL training. Visit nebcoinc.com or readymixedconcrete.com. Again, the question at hand, would you rather have Christian McCaffrey or Justin Jefferson on your team for their current contracts? We'll dive into that now with Jay Foreman. Jay, welcome into On the Block.
What's happening?
Oh, lots of news in the NFL, lots to get to. We'll start with the extensions, and let's start with Christian McCaffrey. Was the highest paid running back, is still the highest paid running back, but just today, the 49ers announced an extension with him. It's a 2-year extension. He now will average $19 million per year instead of $16 million per year. So that's about $8 million more than what he was already going to get. But here's the important part, I think, for running backs. He adds $24 million in guarantees.
Yeah, and that's just pretty much the next 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, rightfully so. He's the one thing about him, I think he's the best, definitely the best all around back. He can run in between the tackles. I think he answered a lot of questions going to San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like maybe in Carolina, playing with Cam, it was a lot of created opportunities. He was still dominant there. Ran through a little bit of an injury bug there, but then he bounced back. And then they always tried to. I remember watching him in college, and he got messed. And I feel like he got messed over by where he went to college, Stanford.
Yeah,
as far as the Heisman,
right? Him and Gerhardt both.
But Gerhardt was cold blooded. But then he had 1 or 2 games where he didn't. Christian McCaffrey didn't stop. I mean, nobody stopped him. And David Shaw, I love David Shaw. He puts a lot of guys in the league, or did, and knows, he's a pro coach that, done well in college. And so you knew what he was made of. And everybody coming out of college thought that, he couldn't run in between tackles. I've never seen that he couldn't. He had an excellent vision, great balance, runs, he plays big for his size. And, there was a little question as to, he's like, yeah, he did it some in the league, but then they were trying to say, because he played with Cam would soften him up, and then he would kind of still run the same plays, but Cam had already bludgeoned the team, right? And then he went out to San Francisco, and I think the first week he got off the plane, he scored 2 touchdowns or at least 1.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's actually magnified his dominance, and he's continued to get better. So he definitely earned it.
Again, from $16 million per year to $19 million per year. The other highest paid running backs in the NFL. Alvin Kamara is making about $15 million per year. Jonathan Taylor, $14 million. Saquon Barkley in that conversation out $12.5, and Josh Jacobs there at $12 million per year. The question when it comes to San Francisco, though, Jay, is why extend McCaffrey when Brandon Ayuk is still sitting out there?
That's a huge question. If I'm Brandon Ayuk, you know what happens a lot of times in these negotiations when your agent, obviously your agent's talking to you, but then he's relaying it back to you. You got to make sure you have an agent that obviously is working for you in your best interest. And so, the team act like they're broke. Oh, we don't know if we got the money. We'll have to do this. Well, they found enough money to extend him.
Well, and Jawan Jennings.
And Jawan Jennings too. And, some other stuff. So it can be done when you want to do it. They're trying to, it's just you're playing a game of chicken right now. But I just think that, I know Brandon Ayuk is not happy. He shouldn't be happy. But, you also, can separate. You can't fault, in the locker room, you can't fault Christian McCaffrey for getting more money, especially if they're offering it.
You absolutely can't. Let's turn the page then to the wide receiver position in Justin Jefferson. Talk about money. The most money given to a non-quarterback in NFL history. The extensions, 4 years, $140 million, $110 million of that guaranteed, including 95.7 in the first 3 years, overtaking Chris Jones for the highest paid non-quarterback in football. Justin Jefferson's been really good. Is he worth the most, guaranteed money given to a non-quarterback, or is that just a sign of, hey, the salary cap's bigger, Justin Jefferson, reached free agency at the right time?
I think it's both. If you look at his track record, he's been unstoppable since he's been in the league.
Yeah.
And has continued to get better. He was on 100 yard a game pace before, he had some injuries, and then he's one thing I liked about him, he came back. So he truly was invested in the organization, kept his mouth shut, and probably was frustrated. The Vikings probably are punching himself in the face because they definitely could have extended him last year.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, look, if for whatever reason the dude came in and had like 1,400 yards, 1,600 yards, 1,800 yards, and would you think he wasn't going to do it again? Like, he's getting better,
Mm-hmm.
So then you wait, and now it is salary cap, but then also it's a great situation and a timely stuff, and give his agent credit, and it is how it worked. They chose not to match Atlanta's offer to Kirk Cousins with Justin Jefferson in the back of their mind. Now, what does that do? You didn't went and drafted a rookie quarterback. That's pennies on the dollar to what you would have to give to Kirk Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
That's more money for him. And so it's just a great opportunity. And also, he's a very dominant player on what's being perceived as a barely above average team. So you have to keep a player like this. Number one, he's in his prime. Number two, he's earned it. Number three, you don't have many guys on your roster like him. Addison is a great, like, 1B, 2A, but this dude is a bona fide top 3 receiver in the league. Top 4 at the worst.
Mm-hmm.
And he ain't number 4.
No. Dalvin Cook is off the books. You let him walk. You let Kirk Cousins walk. That frees up some money. Danielle Hunter.
They signed some guys at free agency,
Mm-hmm.
but that Kirk Cousins money is gone.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson, welcome to Minneapolis, my brother. You were there forever.
The Kirk Cousins part is interesting too, because they draft JJ McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
How much pressure is on JJ McCarthy to make sure Justin Jefferson not just gets the ball, but gets to the ball enough?
Yeah, you better become very good friends with Justin Jefferson. You better study Kirk Cousins, and you better find out where he likes his different routes in his balls thrown, because you're going to be your meal ticket. And also, he's actually like Hawkinson. He's a safety net.
Yeah,
he has a very big, very wide catch radius, and what I mean by that, if you can see me, is here. So, like, I got pretty long length. Well, he's a big physical receiver, right? Even though he's slender built, kind of, he's physical.
Mm-hmm.
But then he has a huge catch radius and great balance. So what that allows a rookie quarterback is to, you don't have to be as accurate as, back when I played or whatever. So that's a guy that you can always go to. 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. Find out how he likes to run his, comeback slants. Essentially, I call them get open routes, or we used to call figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out how the defense. You got to be. So you got to lean on him. And he's coming into a really good situation though, JJ McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Because as much as Kirk Cousins arrived in Minneapolis with the out of nowhere $90 million guaranteed contract from Washington, being franchised like it seemed like every year, right? He grew on them. He grew on the people in Minneapolis. They actually started to appreciate him. And his connection with Justin Jefferson raised his profile up and raised his respect profile up as a quarterback. Boom, he's gone. And Kirk Cousins got better too. He started to welcome the pressure. Now he has some, he's a little quirky, but that's fine. But I think he, as you saw with the chains after the game, I think he started to loosen up a little bit, which allowed him to play better. And also they started to get better weapons around him. He is now gone. And he was Justin Jefferson's safety net. So there's a lot of pressure on him. And we had texted before. I mean, he's between him and Caleb Williams. They got a lot of pressure on him for a variety of reasons, internally, externally, and let's just say like holistically, and that's throughout the whole league.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pressure on those two, right in the same division too.
Right in the same division, but I think that it's tough. It's close, but I still think McCarthy walks into a little better situation just because I trust O'Connell that much more than I do anyone who's going to be calling plays for the Bears.
Yeah, and O'Connell's in a better situation. He's the coordinator. Just not this season, but the year before they won the division, went into playoffs. So he has a little bit more a longer runway. Even though they've decided to bring the GM back and Eberflus, the head coach, back, the Bears have had a lot of turmoil.
Yeah,
they've had. I think the running back coach had something going on, and I think it was a defensive coach as well, right?
The whole stadium thing that's been going on for years.
The whole stadium thing has been going on even before these guys got here.
Yeah,
the running back coach had some, let's say out of the office or in the office deals, and same with the defense. It was two coaches, and then also they were on the hot seat. Now, what saved them is you got rid of Justin Fields, so it's like, okay, that's our, this is like point the finger. Well, then they turned around and drafted Caleb Williams. They get maybe another year, but you're not on good footing, because you got to think when Justin Fields, not last year, the year before, he looked like he was on his way to being a top
half
16 plus quarterback, and not the 16. They changed coordinators, and then they changed how they used them, like totally used them, and it became legit. He got frustrated and said it. It became legit because they went back to what he was doing well, and it was later in the season. But they got rid of him, and so when sometimes when you always see that. I always know this because I've been a part of it. When a GM and stuff and a coach want to keep their job a little bit longer, they do a few things very uniquely, and I saw this up close and personal in Buffalo, but more or less in Houston. Is in Chicago's case, draft a new quarterback, because you can go to ownership and say, okay, look, we made a mistake. This might have been truly, this might have been the other head coach. You can start blaming other people, right? And you pulled the plug pretty quick. And for them to pull the plug when they did on for Justin Fields, they've been having that conversation with him about him essentially probably since he got there. I mean, they were doubting him when he got there. Like, you drafted dude 12.
Which means you're not going to pour into him fully.
Right. So you're which is the dumbest thing ever. You just did the wrong thing with Mitchell Trubisky. You could probably put in all effort with this dude, and he actually has the talent and skill level that you need to be successful in this day and age of pro football. Well, that's what they do. They draft a quarterback that gives them a little bit of leeway. Or another thing, this is what happened down in Houston. So the defense was always the hallmark of the team. Don Capers was our head coach, and the defense was always 1 year. I know we were top 5, we were 8, and say top. When we got a little bit of injury bug, we were still well above the top half. Nobody was really too long in the tooth. So what happens is this: they'll focus on what you do well. So defense, blow that up to give them another year. And you'll see that sometimes on offense, right? Where they're like, oh, we can't afford these guys. Yeah, you can. San Francisco, same thing. You can afford these dudes.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have Christian McCaffrey, even if he didn't get it reworked, you can rework the contract, right? Add a dummy year or two, dump it into the next 2 years, and still pay Brandon Ayuk, right? On defense, you get rid of some guys, some all pros and stuff like that. Obviously Indianapolis benefit off of it with Buckner and stuff like that. They've shown you they can do it. They've shown you. So it's a matter of they will. And everybody's sometimes with the organization like the Bears, the Cardinals, it's always CYA. And that's why I always say there's only a few organizations that are actually trying to win. Everybody else is like Halloween. They're dressing up like ownership. They're dressing up like, GM. They're dressing up and they're doing it, but and it's, no fault of their own. You're getting handsomely paid. And sometimes, I will say this. I can't speak for, I can't speak for Coach Rule, but I know a little bit more because I've lived in Charlotte and I go back to Charlotte frequently, that when ownership is dipping down into football stuff, it never works. I don't think it ever works.
No.
It hadn't worked for the Cowboys. It didn't really work for the Raiders. It didn't. I could tell you like this. I love Ralph Wilson, who's the original owners of the Buffalo Bills. When he fired John Butler, it changed the whole face of Buffalo up until right now. It really set forth the spiral down, and then guess who took advantage of it? New England.
Yeah.
What did Robert Kraft do after Pete Carroll and Bill Parcells, or Parcells, Pete Carroll? He realized, hey, what did Bill Parcells? Well, if you're gonna ask me to cook, I got to be able to shop for the groceries, right? What does Bill Belichick come in and do? He has to have
shops for the groceries,
able to coach, build a program, and Robert Kraft sat up there and benefited. Now, granted, they hit the lottery with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
If Tom Brady doesn't turn out to be who he is, it's a different story. But that's part of how you become like that.
You mentioned the CeeDee Lamb thing for Dallas. We don't have to get into that now, but I think it's worth revisiting down the road. Which veteran is going to be better for their rookie quarterback? Aaron Jones at running back for Minnesota, or Keenan Allen at wide receiver for the Bears?
That's a good question, man. Well, I mean, it's you can't really answer because they don't play the same position.
They don't.
But I will now. A lot of it has to do with the personality of the quarterbacks, right? Yeah, I think JJ McCarthy is more willing and open to use anybody and everybody for the simple fact to win.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, he had to in college.
Right. So he's already showing up ready to be serviceable, and he knows he's going to. The camera's coming to his locker no matter what, right? But his ultimate. He is worried about. I mean, I'm assuming based on where he came, he's programmed to win first. Stats second. The stats don't mean anything when you're putting rings on your finger, because the rings in your finger, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's always like, well, Tom Brady, remember when he lost to Philly, he threw for like 500 yards. Well, hey,
won his first two Super Bowls by not even throwing for 500 combined.
Right. And you got Foles over there, got a nickname that everybody likes, right? And he got paid. So I think personality wise, I think Aaron Jones will be more beneficial to McCarthy. But I think if Williams takes the vet, I mean, you got to think you got Moore, you got Keenan Allen. Those two alone can lead you to the promised land, especially Keenan Allen, because if he's not the best route runner, short, intermediate, and let's say mid vertical, route runner in the league, I don't know anybody else that it's going to be hard for you to press. You can't press coverage him. He can read the coverage. He's got sure-handed. He's tough as nails.
Big body,
and he's got a plethora of experience. And he's motivated. He's extremely motivated because he feels disrespected.
The other rookie quarterback I want to touch on briefly here that I think is maybe getting slightly overlooked with the pressure, and maybe it's because of the situation the team's in. I think there's some pressure on Bo Nix. If Sean Payton hand selects you, I mean, at that point in the draft, I get it. A lot of other quarterback options were gone, but I feel like Sean Payton has coached enough good quarterbacks and knows enough about the position that if he didn't like any of the remaining quarterbacks, he either would have waited or taken one next year. But he took Bo Nix where they did.
Yeah.
So I think that there's honestly some pressure on Bo Nix to, learn quickly under Sean Payton. He's an older prospect. He's hardly a prospect. He's got to come in almost ready from day one if Sean Payton puts his stamp of approval on
I mean, it's either Bo Nix is going to be the surprise pick or the best pick of the quarterbacks, or not the best, but the one that
good value.
Yeah, good value, matures faster, and you get the bang for your buck quicker, or he's going to be Brandon Weedy. from Cleveland.
Yeah.
And here in the pressure on, you're right with Bo Nix. I 100% agree. Here's where it's unfair for Bo Nix. And there's always pressure being a quarterback. In every level, high school, college, and pros, right? Is that it's pressure from management and Sean Payton's actions when he wasn't even there. Right.
You walked into the pressure.
Right. And it's pressure from previous assumptions and rightfully so of work and production from Drew Brees and Sean Payton before. So now you're fighting this fight. You're trying to fight a fight against a book that's already written, and it keeps getting more and more. The story gets better and better and better, and you haven't even written your first chapter yet.
Really.
So now you're fighting essentially against a ghost that you can't even get your hands on, and sometimes an unattainable object. So there is a lot of pressure on them. The problem is they don't have the talent pool around them that Sean Payton had in New Orleans, that Drew Brees had in San Diego or New Orleans, and they have a lot of question marks. The injury history of the offensive line. Can Williams come back at a running back? And be that guy who we saw he was, where it was like, okay, this dude with Russell Wilson and all that. Yeah. Can you get healthy receivers?
You lost Jerry Jeudy.
Right, Jerry Jeudy just gave him away, right? And so it's there's a lot of pressure on him now. Also, you have to understand that when they picked Bo Nix, Sean Payton knew where they were picking, knew exactly what they need from him. I think it was a good pick because of his maturity. Like, I think he's married. I think he already got a kid or something. He was married when he got to Oregon, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. And so he's very mature. He's been through some battles, been through some adversity. He's a coach's kid, right? And, his dad was a coach. He's been in the pressure cooker. He's been productive. He was very productive the last 2 years, but was very productive early. So the rookie transition, just on the surface, should be easier for him. But there's a lot of pressure on him because there's a lot of pressure on the Denver Broncos. The handling of Russell Wilson was not on the up and up from a, hey, if you don't rework your contract, that nobody else, the people in the league, give money back. That's not going to happen. We're not going to play you. Then he plays well. Then the whole blow up in Detroit. That's where the pressure comes from. And then here comes this dude. Now, I think once he starts to perform well and everybody else perform well, or around him, I think it will go away pretty quick. And I think he can handle it.
We'll keep talking NFL here in just a minute. We do still have the $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings to give away. $30 to texter number 3 on the text line, 402-464-5685. They can give me the hometown of Berke Bojuktensel. $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings, Berke Bojuktensel's hometown. Get your answers in over the break, texter number 3. And then we'll get back into the wide receiver conversations. A lot of extensions handed out this offseason in the NFL.
Man.
We'll go over all of that.
Man, I wish I should. I played receiver at one point in time.
You were running back, you were wide receiver, and then you became a linebacker. Man, many talents, Jay Foreman.
Man, I should have stayed out there.
You should have.
Yeah, I'm looking at these numbers, man.
They're crazy.
If I'm Nico Collins, I got to call my agent and say, bro, hey,
you jumped the gun.
Yeah, you jumped the gun.
Dang.
A.J. Brown's stealing, though.
We'll get into it. NFL wide receiver extensions after the break.
Keep summer green with Judson Baleen and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install them and forget them outfit, long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation, 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through June 9th, they have 2 special deals for ticket listeners only. Enjoy a limited time USDA choice beef hanging tender steak that's soft and tender but loaded with flavor. Also, for ticket listeners only, get extra meaty loin back pork ribs for only $2.99 per pound. Mention the ticket prior to checkout for discounts. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
In a world where businesses are facing daily cyber threats, you need protection like never before. Don't let hackers and malware companies compromise your business success. Stay ahead of data breaches with Hamilton Cybersecurity. Let Hamilton provide you with peace of mind that your business is protected. Our experts identify and mitigate risks before they become disasters. As your trusted partner, we help you protect your valuable information. Hire your local cybersecurity experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Husker fans, the 2024 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and they need your support in Memorial Stadium this fall. You can now purchase a Husker football 3-game mini plan for only $170. This plan includes tickets to the UTEP or Northern Iowa, plus Illinois or Rutgers, and either UCLA or Wisconsin games. Tickets are only available while supplies last. To purchase your Husker football 3-game mini plan today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador, online at prg-ne.com. Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rush into your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
This is Bree Fansteel, local race car driver. Join me and James Rowland every Sunday at 7 p.m. for The Finish Line, where we discuss off-road, on-road, and sometimes next-to-the-road racing on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you've been putting off your health, what are you waiting for? The summer 10-week challenge at Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping is exactly what you need to kickstart your wellness. Farrell's gives you all the tools, coaching, support, and accountability you need to be successful. The 10-week challenge begins on June 8th, and monthly payments are now available. Head to fxblincoln.com for all the details. Stop taking your health for granted and get started with Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back here too on the block, hour 2 of the show. Austin Norman and Jay Foreman with you. Justin is our winner on the text line.
Congrats, Justin.
Berke Bojuktancel is from Bursa, Turkey. Puts USA in a blender. He's the new basketball commit to Nebraska men's basketball. 6'9", 220, 230, big wing, stretch 4 kind of guy. Diving back into NFL wide receiver contracts, though, Jay, there's been a lot of money handed out to the guys on the outside. Let's start with the Philadelphia Eagles because they have 2 guys on this list. You mentioned A.J. Brown, 3 years, $96 million. Devontae Smith, 3 years, $75 million. maybe the top wide receiver duo in the NFL, but between those two guys and Jalen Hurts, that's a big three that I think needs to be better this coming year than it was last year.
You talk about a lot of pressure. We talked about it yesterday with Harrison, is that, we talked about how you keep your job, right? So Nick Sirianni was essentially, it was the joker of the Bill Belichick sweepstakes was Philly because of his relationship with the front office, admiration from the front office for Bill Belichick. And Sirianni obviously got rid of his two coordinators, right? And obviously the previous year he had both his coordinators get head coaching jobs, which is twice as hard for a young coach. Okay, so I'll give him the grace there. But I think Sirianni, when he's winning and it's cool, the whole, playing up to the crowd, that you can deal with it. But when you don't, I can't even say he didn't win. Essentially, Philly was a paper champ 10-1 at one point in time last year. And you were giving them the leeway of, hey, they're 10-1, they'll get it going. Well, as the season went on, they actually played worse. And obviously with the loss down in Tampa, now now this is how you keep your job. You go fall on the sword and bring in two new coordinators, right? Kellen Moore, who likes to throw the ball. You want to hang your hat with Jalen Hurts because
you paid him.
You paid him. Your choice. That's how you keep your job. And that's why you put money into the offense. That's why you trade the all-pro, Pro Bowler Hassan Reddick essentially for nothing to the Jets.
Right.
When he is up for a new contract, i.e. why he's hanging out or why he's holding out right now to get paid from the Jets. And so they got to perform. There's a lot of pressure on Jalen Hurts. First of all, there's a lot of pressure on the head coach and both the coordinators. If it doesn't work out well this year in Philly, which actually it's actually double pressure, you expect, even though Washington will be better, they shouldn't be a contender.
Not your level.
Exactly. Giants don't. Right. Exactly. Dallas is Dallas.
We'll see.
Okay. Dallas is just Dallas. I think that's just going to implode, and I'm going to love it too. Sorry, Pete. Sorry, Pete Ferguson. So then, now it comes to, outside of your division games and all that stuff, but you have Saquon Barkley.
Top 5 running back contract now.
Yeah, and player. Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
Both the receivers.
Lane Johnson,
Gobbert. Your offensive line really, okay, losing Jason Kelce is huge. Let's be honest, okay? But having Cam Jurgens be under his tutelage for 2 years and has the same skill set, probably a little bit more bigger and physical because Jason Kelce, I think, is 260, 275.
Yeah. Generally.
Cam's, 290, 285, 290. So he's a little bit, and he's younger.
Yeah.
Right. And they drafted Lane, I want to say Donaldson from Alabama, who got hurt.
Oh, yeah.
So he's back.
Yeah,
so their offensive line is somewhat intact, right? Defensively, they drafted a defensive back that should be better, right? Under a better coordinator that's going to, be able to do it. Listen, you still got Brandon Graham, who's been there. He's just, he's going to go down one of the best, pass rushers in Philly's history. You got Sweat too, the outside rusher. You got guys. And so the pressure, not only on everybody in Philly is high, but it's really high on the three-headed monster, essentially the quarterback and the two receivers. And it's really probably, I think, if I had to rank the pressure meter, right? Sirianni and them, though, it's just every year. But I would say Jalen Hurts, number one, then A.J. Brown, then Smith, then Saquon. Saquon's a new kid on the block. He's a Philly kid, so he gets a pass, right? Here's why it's on A.J. Brown. He's the one that's more outspoken. He's always on camera. He had a good year last year, but I think it's not a consistent A.J. Brown year that he had before, right?
A.J. looks the part. You're still maybe a little surprised by Devontae Smith.
Yeah, but I think Devontae Smith, when he had to step up for A.J., he did it. So I think plus he's younger.
Yeah.
Whereas A.J. Brown, you kind of Stephon Diggs your way out of Tennessee, rightfully so, got paid. And then you're in Philly. And he didn't play well at times this year, but you got paid. and you got really paid. You got paid as the number one. When Slim Reaper over there on number 2, Devontae Smith, he's that dude. And he's probably one of the best mic'd up dudes in the league right now.
He's a better too than Addison, I would say right now.
Way better.
Yeah.
Way better route runner, way more physical, more physical, just more polished.
Just better.
Yeah. So that pressure is on them 3, especially with the quarterback, Jalen Hurts, because as much as Jalen Hurts was he was
a story 2 years ago.
He was a story 2 years ago.
MVP.
He was like, oh, this guy is going to be they were like, we don't care about Josh Allen. Joe Burrow's too injury prone. This is the dude. This is the kryptonite.
He took over for Lamar.
Right. He's a better version of Lamar. He went back to the lab, and the leadership skills and everything that he says is like when he's at the press conference, very, company and corporate and monotone. Last year showed a little bit of a, I call it the sophomore slump, even though he's in his 3rd year, because it's the sophomore slump after your first year of stardom. So it's his next year. We're going to see where he's at this year. And they all are tied together. And, now the quarterback will probably get a little bit more leeway, but I still think whether it's internally in that organization, and they might not, this is just my experience and looking from the outside looking in. And the reason why is because if you read enough and you study enough, you start to hear little things. Internally, not everybody is sold on Jalen Hurts as being the franchise guy. You get what I'm saying? It's like a reluctant paycheck.
Yeah.
Let's see if you fail. And then it's, hey, I told you so. Yeah.
Okay. You're sitting in Strick's chair. So take a drink of your water. It's your haterade, right? We know Strick's notorious for hating here.
Yeah.
We're going to go to Miami. How many people are sold on Tua as the franchise guy? And not only did they pay Tyreek Hill, they extended Jalen Waddle. They have 2 of the 4 highest paid wide receivers in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
How does that work?
I just think with Tua, it's, they had, with the injury, and I think if he came out the year before he got hurt, he's goes number 1, because they didn't get to see his deficiencies.
Yeah.
Then he gets hurt, comes back, they question his arm strength and all that stuff, and then he starts to get knocked out all the time. And so I think that's the easy excuse for him. That's it. See, that's what that's the thing that's so frustrating about the league and stuff like that. And this is why I always tell people, it's like the gossip thing in high school. Once they label you, and I remember talking to Zach Thomas about this, great, I guess, confidant or whatever, mentor or whatever. He's like, once they label you, you got to work 8 times as hard. You need 5 things to go right for you to beat it, or they'll just keep pounding you down with it. And that's what Tua, too small, arm strength's not that good, system quarterback, injury prone, right? Versus then now you got Kyler Murray over there where he's like, all he did was take him off social media, and they like, dude, we just need you to watch tape 1 hour a day, right? Tua's in there changing his body. Remember they said that he had a BBL and stuff. Remember because he was trying to get beef up, right? And
took jiu-jitsu to learn how to fall,
right? Try to fall, and all this stuff. He's doing everything he needs to, and he's not getting paid. And all these other guys are getting paid. Matter of fact, my man in Detroit got repaid.
Goff.
Goff, man.
And St. Brown this offseason.
But Goff, deserved. But he's sitting there putting in work, and he actually played pretty decent.
Yeah.
In the playoffs. And has gotten better at some things. They can do it. They got it. They losing Christian Wilkinson in free agency frees up a lot of that stuff. And also, I think sometimes in this situation with Tua, and he says he's not blind to the quarterback deals, but he's not concerned. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you.
Otherwise, you wouldn't bring it up.
Well, somebody's asking, but I'm concerned about it. Why? Because I'm laying my body. Literally, he's laying his body on the line. He's laying his health on the line. And here's also a little bit. Here's where, if he has a good agent, where you really need to play hardball. You put me out there when I shouldn't have been out there. Remember, I think it was Cincinnati where he had the really bad concussion, or no, was it the week before? And then they put him back out there, or it was around that.
He had the one where he was woozy, got a head knock, and then he came back the next week and
was really bad. That was okay. So it was a week before Cincinnati. Remember, he kind of got ragdolled.
Yeah,
and then it was
same thing.
Yeah, same thing. That's on the Dolphins, right? And so and then they changed the protocol again after really the league doing a good job of trying to change the protocol for it. So for them, I got like Denzel said, I got to leave with something. I got to leave here with something. Yeah, I got a lot.
Yeah,
I got and you know what? If you got them now, right? Okay, you don't want to pay me? I'll see you in week 10.
Right. The other comparison between extensions I want to make before break here in the AFC South. Michael Pittman Jr. is officially a steal since he's making less than Nico Collins. 3 years, 72.5 for Nico Collins, 370 for Michael Pittman. It's negligible. There's not really a difference. Collins burst on the scene. I think he's getting paid a lot on potential and maybe surprise production. Pittman, I don't know if he's a true number one. He's put up those numbers even without, a consistent quarterback there. But I think I would feel more comfortable if he was the 2 for the Colts. Bigger
like
body,
1B.
dependent 1B,
like 1B,
right? Which makes it interesting that reporting came out from the Colts side. They initiated and engaged with the Vikings in trade talks for Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, we talked about that a few weeks ago. And now listen, and here's what's crazy about Pittman. This is where, it might be the wide receivers play. They all buddies now. Everybody they prima donnas now. I mean, if you have to be in the NFL locker room, the wide receivers move different. The DBs move different. Them dudes really think the world revolves around them. I'm serious. Yes. They think the sun comes up, goes down, the weather is built, everything is built around them, and that's fine, except for my man Eric Moles. My man was a dog. Anyways, here's where it's similar. Justin Jefferson. Well, first of all, Pittman got paid because of his production with a lack of a true franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then also Indianapolis with the situation at quarterback isn't desirable for free agents. So then we got to push the money to him. And then same thing happened with Justin Jefferson. So dominant. I mean, he's a little and he's obviously in another class, but those situations are similar. Here's where Nico Collins did a good job of taking advantage of the situation in that one really good year. And then it's also this is where I always try to tell rookies, a few that want to listen to an old dude, but it hasn't changed, right? Because you want to know why it hadn't changed?
Football's still football.
Well, a veteran told me the same thing.
Oh.
Right?
Even better.
Right. A veteran told me that. My dad told me that. Deacon Jones told him that. So it's been like 40 years. This ain't changed. The last 6 games in particular of Nico Collins, even a couple of those, even maybe 8 games, even a couple without CJ Stroud, he was that guy. Indianapolis, when they needed him, he just
stepped up.
What's the last thing they think about? That, right? What if we can get that on a consistent basis? Here's your check. Now, here's the thing about it. He could get better this year in the offseason. He can be a better player or the same player or ascending player, but here comes a true number one that's on a 1-year prove-it deal, Stephon Diggs. He going to get the ball.
Yeah.
So this is where he has to stay patient. He has to take advantage of every opportunity. He has to add to his game, even though if he's not getting the volume production. And that's just where it's at. Now,
well, and fans have to be patient too, right? Because if he's not going to get as many targets, to justify $24 million, you have to understand the change in role and fact that he got Stephon Diggs.
Right. And also all that's fine and dandy when you win.
Right.
All that, they don't really worry about production as long as the offense is scoring and you're winning. And then everybody has actually rational decision making. Oh, man, we're winning. Oh, yeah, I understand. We're paying you $24 million. Yeah, Stephon Diggs is here, so forth and so on. So I think winning cures all, but I would be talking to my agent and I would send him that saying, hey, listen, man, what did you miscalculate the cap, brother? What's up? I'm no.
You could have had 3% more.
Yeah. Matter of fact, give me half of that back. Matter of fact, he needs to renegotiate his percentage from here on out. Next contract, because the thing about Nico Collins, he'll get another contract.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit. He got a little bit more than the Mr. T starter kit. Like I said yesterday, he probably got the Rick Ross or something like that. He didn't get the full Liberace, but he's doing pretty well.
I hope winning for Houston is. I hope they're good at the wild card spot out of the AFC South.
It don't matter anymore as long as you're in there. Because when you got the slew-footed slinger, you good. You good.
He's in Anthony Richardson, but he's all right. We have Brad on the text line. He has the perfect last segment for us. We'll get back with that next.
All right.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Do you need motivation to get to the gym on the weekend or even in general? Tune into the Movement Hour each Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. Movement Academy owner Robert Kuhlman will host the show as he introduces new ways to stay in shape. The Movement Hour every Saturday morning from 10 to 11 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Play ball! Tired of the same old routine? Then bring your crew out to Haymarket Park for a thrilling season of Lincoln Salt Dogs baseball and unleash the fun. Enjoy action-packed home games all week long from May through August. It's the perfect change-up to the typical family night or makes for a home run outing with friends and coworkers. Experience the magic and get in on the excitement. Visit saltdogs.com to secure your tickets now. Unleash the fun.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com. Serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
In a world where businesses are facing daily cyber threats, you need protection like never before. Don't let hackers and malware companies compromise your business success. Stay ahead of data breaches with Hamilton Cybersecurity. Let Hamilton provide you with peace of mind that your business is protected. Our experts identify and mitigate risks before they become disasters. As your trusted partner, we help you protect your valuable information. Hire your local cybersecurity experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
Load up on meat and more this spring at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through June 4th is buy 2 New York strips, get 1 sirloin for free. Also, $1.50 off gelato pints and scoops of gelato for just 50 cents. Locations at 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Your child was embarrassed when you arrived at their basketball game. 75% of parents or guardians report current alcohol use. Drinking alcohol can cause harm to children and loved ones. By drinking less, your child will be excited to see you at their basketball game. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Hi, it's Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it's truck month at Koppel, and we want to sell them all. Choose between 0.9% APR or as much as $8,000 off list price. Yes, you heard right. That's 0.9% APR or as much as $8,000 off list on select new GMC and Chevrolet inventory. So please make that money-saving drive to Koppel in Louisville or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit must trade and finance.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're here, Austin Norman, Jay Foreman, wrapping up On the Block. Big thanks to Nebco for sponsoring the show. We turn our attention to the Starter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. Four questions, four comparisons for you, Jay, from Brad on the text line. Better wide receiver, A.J. Brown or C.D. Lamb?
Ooh. For my liking, man, that's hard. I'm going to go C.D. Lamb, reluctantly. I didn't like A.J. Brown last year. But that's also letting you know the standard that A.J. Brown had been. A.J. Brown, when the previous year was that dude.
Mm-hmm.
But also I like Devontae Smith a lot better than any of them.
You do.
Yep.
Tyreek Hill or C.D. Lamb?
Tyreek. I just think he strikes the fear of God into people.
Mm-hmm.
You just you can't, especially in this open space, you can't stop him.
No, can't stay in front of him.
Yeah.
Good enough route runner. Nico Collins or C.D. Lamb? That one I don't quite get. It's C.D. for now, but
Yeah.
can Nico get to C.D.'s level?
Yeah, he can. He's a bigger body. I like him probably a little bit more. Well, CD and him. CD's plenty fast, but yeah, I think he can. He's just young.
Mm-hmm. Stephon Diggs or C.D. Lamb?
Stephon.
That was quick.
Stephon, especially now that he's motivated. And you know who his quarterback is.
Slew-footed
Slanger. See, I'm telling you, man. CJ Stroud is tough, man. He's tough, man. I'm telling you, man. That dude, I don't know what Carolina was thinking about or what they obviously weren't thinking. Homeboy he's got unique leadership skills. It's just natural.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a guy he's a competitor.
And for being a California guy, seems like he's blended into Houston pretty well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah. I think I think his dad's either serve time or is serving time.
Mm-hmm.
So he's had to mature a lot faster than the normal, and everybody has unique backgrounds. So but I just think it's a great story when you read up on him of him and his mom overcoming some circumstances that normally might curtail a athletic career, let alone getting to college and being a great teammate and being a leader of a whole franchise.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that has led him to be where he's at. And he's just got that unique quality in him. Now, look, this is going to be a big year for him. Can he deal with because there's going to be a bump in the road. And he went through a little bit last year when he got hit. He got put to sleep. You know what I mean? And then everybody's going to have tape. They're going to try to stop him. The expectations are higher. The schedule is going to be tougher. You're
playing the first place schedule this year now.
And you're not going to surprise anybody. But I think they add in Stephon Diggs, add in Joe Mixon, which is a sneaky good pickup. Shout out to Peter Schaefer, man. He was my old agent. He was still working the deals. Yeah, I need some more Quan, though, Pete.
Come on, Pete.
Yeah, man.
Come on, man.
Yeah. He always wanted to hook up, man. Listen, you made a lot of money off a brother. But anyways, I think Joe Mixon would be great. You get Tank Dell back. You got Schultz, the tight end.
Yep.
You got your bookend tackles. I mean, offensively, then they've added some pieces on defense. You got Daniil Hunter. You got Anderson from last year. So now you got bookends on offense and defense. They drafted well at linebacker. They're young. Only thing is, I think they let Malik Collins go. I love Malik Collins, especially down there for that locker room. They just couldn't afford him.
I'll give Houston the nod right now because they've won the division last year. They've been there, done that, and TJ Stroud's proven more. Well, for now. Is it a two-horse race between Houston and Indy? Does Jacksonville have anything to say? Does Tennessee hop into the discussion at all? How do you see the AFC South right now?
I think it's going to come down just like last year. I think it's going to be, if I had to bet, since Tennessee has a new coach, and they got essentially a half a rookie as a quarterback in Will Levis still, I'm going to say it's a three-team race. I think Houston, Indianapolis. I think it's Houston, Jacksonville, Indianapolis, a close like 2B, only because Anthony Richardson didn't get to play last year.
Yeah.
But they've added.
Ditchweek is back on the throw today as well.
And Jacksonville, on paper, is just as good and was supposed to be better than Houston last year.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough, competitive. That's when we like it.
Not a pushover division anymore, which I think we can all appreciate. That's Jade Foreman. He's not going anywhere. Old School's coming up next. Thanks to Strick for popping on before he hit the road. Thanks to Nebco for sponsoring the show. Check him out at nebcoinc.com. Big thanks to Starter Heyman and you for our text line. Starter Heyman for the streams as well. Allo Fiber for Channel 961 and our VIP line. Old School DP&J comes your way in just a moment. You're listening to 93.7 The Ticket. Constructors is now hiring for all positions.